Live from the Carl Chevrolet Studios in West Des Moines, this is Iowa Live.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You know, one of the times that we look forward to heading out to the mailbox is when the Iowa History Journal magazine hits the mailbox, and it has happened once again. And we have the publisher, Michael Swanger, in the studio with us right now. Hello, Michael. Thanks for being in studio with us.
Great to see you in person again, Lou. Always a pleasure.
It's been 2 years, really?
2 years, I know.
Wow.
I know. We've been Zooming quite a bit, haven't we?
Right, no question about it, yeah. But it's a lot better to see you in person, but even more impressive to talk about what is inside of the edition. Now, tell everybody a little bit about the Iowa History Journal and how often it comes out, for example.
You bet. We publish 6 issues a year. We're in our 14th year now.
Wow.
We're the only statewide popular magazine devoted exclusively to Iowa's history. And yeah, our new issue, our May-June issue, is going to hit newsstands this weekend, just in time for Mother's Day.
There you go. There's the cover of it right there.
The cover is Chief Keokuk, and our shout out to our designer, Marty Grapp, who did a great job working with this rare photo of the chief to get him on the cover. You know, folks know that that name is the name of the city, the southernmost city in Iowa. We're looking at a portrait of him, as well as the statue, which was recently refurbished in Rand Park in Keokuk, where for many years it was thought that his remains were buried. After he died in 1848 in Kansas, the remains were moved to that park as a monument, but it was determined in the 90s by the state that they weren't actually his remains.
Oh, really?
But nonetheless, he's an iconic American Indian leader and is known for the territory in Illinois through eastern Iowa, and of course his he kind of had a rivalry with Black Hawk.
Oh, yeah.
But Keokuk was known for his oratory more than he was his sword. Even though he was a brave leader, he was very wise, and he was known for that, and he was responsible for purchasing quite a bit of land and working with the government and getting it to his people.
Wow, so that whole story is in there.
And that's a deep dive on him, and of course we could probably write volumes about him. So
right.
Yes.
So that is great. So that is the cover story that is in there. But you also have so many different great things that are inside of here, and you have a second in a series in there too.
We do. Our mutual friend, the Professor Jeff Stein.
Professor Stein.
That's right. His Making Waves series continues with part 2, and it's really about Iowa's broadcasters. There, we're looking at a picture of Al McCoy, who's been the longtime voice of the Phoenix Suns,
right?
The NBA.
Exactly. Yeah, and people know he's from here.
Exactly, and he's just one of many, as you know, Lou, being in the profession for so many years. But part of the focus is also on KFJB in Marshalltown, which was the first station in the United States, let alone Iowa, to broadcast high school football games live. And as a matter of fact, they tested that out in May. So it was 100 years ago this month that they actually tested the lines, the audio lines. They ran 3 blocks from the station to the stadium to broadcast a track meet. So they may have made history in that regard in terms of broadcasting the first track meet.
Yeah, because that's what the first story that we heard was they just ran a wire.
Exactly.
Basically the entire distance, and people had a chance to experience what was going on at a live event.
Yeah, we take it for granted today, but that's how it began. And so Jeff touches on that, as well as Al McCoy and Frosty Mitchell and Bob Brooks
Frosty
and all the
Mitchell,
legendary voices.
Legendary. Frosty Mitchell, in case people don't know who Frosty Mitchell is, Adventureland. Yeah,
right.
that's the voice.
That's there. Right. And of course his book, a lot of this is based on Jeff's book with the same title. So I don't get any points for originality.
Creativity level with his headlines are a little bit sparse, but that's okay. It's fine. He can pull that off.
That's right. The story is solid for sure.
But yeah, it's really fascinating when you get into this. You get the book, get the Iowa History Journal, obviously, and see Jeff's second part of a series. Now this is a 3-part series. Is that right? It is,
and the next part's going to dwell. I won't give it all away, but dwell on some of the bigger names in radio too, and just a kind of a general recap of the history. But
awesome.
Yeah, we're really glad to publish it and happy that he wrote it for us.
Okay, let's talk about something else that's in here. People love talking about John Wayne and baseball, and you have them both covered in here.
We do. There's a story about an iconic Major League scout named Cy Slapnicka, who recruited Bob Feller when he was 16 years old. and sign in for $1 and a signed baseball. And then my column is devoted to, I interviewed the legendary actor Barry Corbin, who's there.
Yes.
And Barry is, fans may know, was in Urban Cowboy and Lonesome Dove and No Country for Old Men, and he's on Yellowstone. And what a great person to talk to. And of course, you recognize the voice instantly. He has visited the John Wayne Birthplace Museum over the years. In 2008, I believe, and then 2015 when they opened the museum, I met him there briefly. He's coming back this year as one of the featured guests.
Nice.
To help promote what's going on there, because they're doubling their exhibition space.
Wow. With
all the work they've been doing there.
That is amazing. People want to get a copy of the Iowa History Journal, a bunch of different places. If they can go online and find out where you can buy it, where can they go?
They can go to iowahistoryjournal.com and get it now. It'll also be available at Hy-Vee. And now, for the first time, every Barnes & Noble in Iowa, as well as select Target, Walgreens, CVS pharmacies. In Fairway.
Get your copy of the Iowa History Journal. Michael Swanger, thank you so much, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow on Iowa Live.